visiting Nepal are interested not only in seeing the mountains, temples, religious and cultural aspects of this fascinating little Himalayan country, they also seek to travel to the most remote and challenging places. This can include the base camps of famous Himalayan mountains, rafting along some of the world's most challenging whitewater rivers, or just a keen desire to come closer to Nepal's rich cultural heritage. For those tourists keen on nature, the biggest wildlife area in Nepal is found in the Terai region in southwest Nepal. Here, Bardiya National Park has emerged as the top destination for cultural, tribal, and adventurous jungle safaris. The main aim of those traveling here is to see wildlife living free and in the open. Away from the hustle and bustle of the city, tourists who come to Bardiya National Park can maybe see not only the Bengal tiger, but many other endangered species like the one-horned rhino, wild elephant, 4 species of deer, wild boar, leopard, wild dog, crocodile, and perhaps even a python. Bardiya National Park is the biggest wildlife area of the Terai region and spreads over 968 square kilometers. It lies in western Nepal in the border region of Bardiya district. Situated 635 kilometers from Kathmandu, it is about 12 to 14 hours by road from Kathmandu to Ambassa, passing Nepalganj and Kohalpur. From there, Thakurdwara, the headquarters of Bardiya National Park, is a short distance away from the main highway. Tourists flying to Nepalganj need to continue by road for about 2 more hours to reach Thakurdwara through Ambassa. For those who are coming from India, they can reach the national park in 5 to 6 hours coming through Banbasha and Mahendranagar at the southwest border of Nepal with India. Thakurdwara is also famous for its temple. As a major site for pilgrimage in western Nepal, there's a huge fair on the day of Maghe Sankranti each year. People from all over Nepal visit, if not for the festival, then for the fair. The ancient temple has an idol of Lord Vishnu, and by praying here, it is believed that the person's wishes will be fulfilled. In particular, people come here to wish for having children. Many visitors come with pre-arranged packages that include pre-booked hotels, while others choose from a variety of accommodations according to their budget. Bardiya has the whole range, from luxurious hotels in a serene environment and with excellent service to smaller and more modest guest houses. There are about 20 hotels and lodges that range from big to small, each with their own speciality.
AC को facility छ, backup generator छ, त्यसपछि अब हात्ती सफारी, जीप सफारी, jungle walk, dolphin sightseeing, अब elephant breeding center, Thauri village, culture देखि सबै हामीले चाहिँ उनीहरुको टाइम अनुसारको सबै फ्यासिलिटी हामीले दिन्छ.
They all offer various activities, but they all feature visits to the national park accompanied by an experienced guide or naturalist.
Bardiya चाहिँ नेपालमा भएको तराईको सबैभन्दा ठूलो राष्ट्रिय निकुञ्ज हो, प्रोटेक्टेड एरिया हो. यो चाहिँ विशेष गरेर बाघको लागि प्रसिद्ध छ. यहाँ 56 different types of mammals-haruko साथमा 37 different types of reptilians, 121 different types of fish, and like more than 450 different types of colorful birds-haru पाइएको छ.
A nature, a jungle walk is one of the most popular activities that is offered by the hotels. The visitor can take a walk lasting 3 or 4 hours in the national park, being careful to take the precautions as provided by the guide. Inside the national park, there are all sorts of terrain, from grassy meadows to dense forest, rivers and water holes crisscrossed by forest paths. It has a tropical climate which provides a good habitat for tigers and other wildlife. The chances of spotting a tiger are higher here than elsewhere in Nepal, as they are less disturbed and there have been several cubs born during the past few years.
It was amazing. We arrived in this spot and we were only here for a few minutes. We sat down on the log and we adjusted our comfort, and then I just talked to Andrew for a minute, and then I looked up and I saw him in the mist, standing in the mist beside the river. A very powerful experience.
Yeah, it was really quite magnificent to see an animal like that in the wild, and just it's taken us several hours.
The pride of the national park is
was.
very much the tiger itself. It is recognized that as long as the condition of tiger prospers, this means the national park will do well. If the park does well, this then means a growth in income for local people as tourism prospers. In support of the motto of Save the Tiger a couple of years back, Hollywood's heartthrob Leonardo DiCaprio came to Bardiya. Staying for 3 days, Leonardo visited Bardiya with locals and animal rights activists for the welfare of the tiger.
Leonardo DiCaprio to Bardiya because Bardiya is known as one of the best tiger sighting national park in the world. So to let him know what is the tiger, why he has to become a universal tiger ambassador, they had to let him to know. So he came here to study the habitat of the tiger, the situation of the tiger, and fortunately I was his guide. So I spent his time with like taking him to see the tiger, his tiger's territory and habitat, everything.
In Bardiya, the local people are closely involved with the national park to save the tiger and to save the forest. Bhadai Chowdhury lost an eye a few years back in an attack from a tiger. However, he still sees the tiger to be a friend and not a foe and looks kindly towards tigers.
एक्कासी बाघले चाहिँ मेरो आँखामा पन्जा हानेर अब त्यस्तो अब मुठभेडमा घटना गरेकै एउटा बायाँ आँख पुरै खसेर लग्यो. म पनि अब एकछिन त थाहै पाएन, अनि त्यसपछि बायाँ हात टेकेर पछि अलि होस आएपछि बायाँ हात टेकेर त्यसलाई बाघको छातीमा 2-4 मुक्का हानेपछि बाघले छोडेर चाहिँ भाग्यो. बाघको बस्ने एरियामा चाहिँ अलि चाप भए पनि अब उले अब शान्तिसँग बस्ने प्राणी हो. त्यो अलिकता चाप भयो, त्यसपछि रिसाएर जसो मलाई हान्यो. अब मुठभेडमा पनि हान्यो, 2 जना मुठभेडमा. हामी बाघ खतरनासी भन्छौँ, उले मान्छे खतरनासी भनेर त्यस्तो घटना गराएको हो. तर अब त्यो दोस्रो चाहिँ घटना गरेन.
A jungle drive is another exciting activity that can be done in the national park. Unlike nature walk, a jungle drive allows visitors to explore more distant parts of the jungle and increases the chance of spotting wildlife. With an open-top jeep, it is easy to get photos of wildlife you may encounter. Another way to explore the jungle is on the back of an elephant. Visitors can take a ride for a couple of hours early in the morning or in the late afternoon to see some of the wildlife found there. The park is home to 53 species of mammals, more than 400 species of birds, 25 species of crawling animals, and 21 species of aquatic animals. There's human settlement around the national park in what is called the buffer zone. People living in this buffer zone feel a great intimacy with the national park. Bardiya is also a major settlement of indigenous Tharo people who have lived here for many centuries. Tourists can visit a Tharo settlement to observe their lifestyle, art, customs, and culture. The Tharo people are actively involved in the preservation and promotion of their culture. They have more recently started to provide homestay accommodation. This enables them to offer their traditional hospitality to guests, thereby helping to preserve and promote their culture.
अट्याच बाथरुम नभएर एउटा बायोग्यास जडान भएको एउटा चर्खे भए पनि पुग्छ त्यो पनि हुनुपर्छ भन्छ र खाने पनि धाराको भनौं राम्रो भयो भनेपछि विशेष गरी तीन चीज मान्छेलाई पुग्यो भनेपछि त्यसमा हामी क्राइटेरिया भनेपछि तीन चीजले अहिले विशेष गरी अहिले दिएका छौं हामीसँग तीन किसिमका पाहुनाहरू आउने गर्नुहुन्छ एउटा यहाँका थारू लोकल खाना खानको लागि मात्रै टिपिकल थारू फुड खानको लागि र एउटा थारू लोकल यहाँको नाच हेर्नको लागि छुट्टै नाच मात्रै हामी कल्चर प्रोग्राम हेर्छौं र जान्छौं भन्ने किसिमको र एउटा छुट्टै यहाँ एकसिङे गएर अवलोकन गर्नको लागि तीन थरीका र पाहुना अनुसार पाहुनाले भने अनुसार हामीले खुवाउने गर्छौं जस्तै पाहुनाले टिपिकल तपाईहरु थारू खाना नै बनाउनुस् भनेपछि हामी टोटल थारू खाना नै बनाउँछौं
There are about 20 homestay houses in Dala that offer accommodation to both international and domestic tourists. Guests can closely observe the interesting Tharo culture and taste typical Tharo food.
Tourism development को लागि चाहिँ अब हामी यहाँ बसिसकेपछि उहाँहरुको इकोनोमिक उसलाई पनि अलिकति टेवा पुग्ला भन्ने हामीलाई लागेको छ तर हामीलाई अब बस्नको लागि होटलहरु पनि त थुप्रै छन् हैन तर चाहिँ हामीले होमस्टेमा बस्दाखेरि चाहिँ होटलै भन्दा पनि रिमोट एरियाको यो टिपिकल एउटा समुदाय छ नि त्यो समुदायलाई पनि के हेल्प होस् भनेर चाहिँ हामी यो ठाउँमा बस्न
एकदमै एक्साइटेड तर त्यो मुसाको अचार र त्यो अर्को चाहिँ अलिकति छुट्टै किसिमको हुन्छ भन्ने सुनेको छु अब त्यो चाहिँ टेस्ट गर्न सक्छु कि सक्दिन थाहा छैन तर अरु चाहिँ एकदमै एक्साइटेड छु
I heard that it's the best place to stay whenever we come to Bardiya and I've been staying in homestays in Nepal the entire time I've been here so I figured that this would just be another good one.
In an effort to preserve their art, culture, and to entertain their guests, Tharo villagers give welcome with their ancient dances and musical performances. Bardiya is gradually being successful in presenting its unique and fascinating identity to the world.
Bardiya is a very nice place to come visit. I highly recommend to all my friends, family, everybody. It's a safe place. There's lots of good places to stay, lots of hotels, and there's opportunities to see the wildlife, to see the culture here, to meet locals. Everybody is very friendly, and it's a great place to stay and visit in Nepal.
Anyone who has been to Bardiya finds it to be an unforgettable experience.
Piece of heaven भनेर भन्छु मैले यो बर्दिया यो नेसनल पार्कलाई. This is a piece of heaven. It's quiet and nice. त्यो भएर मैले एकचोटि पाल्नु होला. यहाँ ठाकुर बाबा मन्दिर पनि छन्. धार्मिक चाहिँ वाइल्ड लाइफ सबैलाई मेनली